Let's do it.
And we're live. Hello and welcome to the PulseChain Podcast. I'm Matty Allen with Crispy Man of Hexfire.io and Fast Abdul. Welcome.
Hey guys. Good to see you.
Likewise.
Welcome. A big hey now.
Yeah. It was a good day yesterday on PulseChain. Or for me, it was a good day anyway.
What happened?
Ink pumped like 30%. It was more like technically this morning because it was like really late.
1 a.m. Eastern time. Yep.
There we go. Ink pumped to like $2 or something, which was cool. So I like that. It's back down to $1.53, but it's still above where it started. And
Inky Pinky.
I enjoyed the pump while it lasted.
Cool.
It pulled some other stuff up too, but it didn't seem to be a lasting effect anywhere else.
Yeah, Ink Ink held its ground, right? It came up above the moving averages. It lost some, but it's still up. Overall, right?
Well, it went from like $1.40 to like $2, and now it's like $1.50 and change.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, so it's up a little bit. We saw that they did a stream today, and you dropped in. Thanks for dropping in there, Fast Abdul. But just looking at things that were tied with liquidity, and everything I was looking at, very similar, right? They went up, dropped down.
Yep.
And not unexpected.
Yeah, when you get a pump like that, it's always punished a little bit by somebody, but it's the building blocks of the chart. It's the next leg up, potentially. Not financial advice.
I see a tweet here that says it's from Martin Storyteller _17. If you're wondering why RH coins are pumping, a wallet holding over $500,000 of DAI started buying ink, deploying over $430,000 worth so far. Ink is up 35%, with the rest of core coins pumping double digits. I keep repeating how illiquid our ecosystem is and how little it takes to fly.
Yeah.
500K worth of DAI and 430K went towards ink. That seems like a very focused wallet. I wonder who it could be.
A whale.
Indeed.
I thought it was Joe the plumber.
Could be.
Wow. Are you suggesting you know who it is?
Well, I'm just wondering if there's going to be some incognito wallets that pop up and start buying RH assets. It would make me speculate that it could be a somewhat centralized entity. Get where I'm going?
Let me see. Yeah, I got to go get my tin foil on. But yeah, I left it in the other room. I could join you. With the tin foil. There we go. Sure.
I think RH, we saw before he put some money through like Tornado Cash or something, right? That money could become home, and I think that would actually be a good play rather than just like being seen to bridge like, oh, the stock wallet bridge this money to the chain. Everybody gets ready to front run it. Instead, like have a bunch of hidden caches of, let's say 500K, though it could be a less round number. It's less obvious, maybe 437,000 type thing. And then have those activate at random moments when nobody's looking. And it wouldn't have, I don't think it would have as much of a front running effect, be less likely to return to the previous price point than if everybody was like, all right, just bridging on, let's front run them.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's the other way. It's I'm going to take Beach Whale's opinion on this. It's purely coincidence that happened anytime, having to do with anything else, and it was just some new person, maybe not new, but having nothing to do with the OA, just random person who decided now was the time to drop.
And now is the time, and Ink is the chosen one, obviously, right? Because they.
Well, I did a stream yesterday. I thought it was all because of me.
Oh, it could have been. Were you focusing on Ink?
Wait, I did a stream yesterday and today, didn't I? Yeah. So I did one yesterday. But I was just looking at that ratio between Pulse and PulseX. But I hadn't looked at the Ink ratio, but I bet you it was in pretty good shape. It was probably a good time to suck up that from the bottom. If you believe that ink's going to have a purpose,
it is lower liquidity, easier to pump, right?
Yeah, you'd want to get it earlier, right? Not later. Yeah. It's so hard, right? It's all this gambling stuff, right? I mean, it's all gamble. It's all risk.
Yeah, risk on. I'm doing a debate with RH Max on Thursday. I'll be taking the position of ink is the best core token.
Yeah, I couldn't make that one this week. Yeah.
Well, I imagine you would have been opposing me, which wouldn't have been good. So,
for you, might not have been good.
Exactly. Hopefully, I have a lesser opponent. I don't know who's taking that position, but hopefully, it's not someone of your caliber.
I'm so sure you'll have a hard time. The thing is with the core is really hard to pick one and really say, hey, one's going to beat the other. I can come up with all sorts of reasons, though. I think with the three cores, I don't know if popular sentiment is going to win out. But out of the three cores, it would seem, I say three cores, but Ink, PulseX, and Pulse, right out of the three of those. Hex I put on a different pedestal, so I guess I would have argued with you about that. I think Hex is going to end up being store value. Pulse is a utility. Plus, we haven't seen a cut in the inflation, so it's likely that it's going to continue to go not as up as everything else. But then you got the Ink and the PulseX, and two different use cases, two different communities willing to do a whole lot mixed. The Venn diagram covers it a lot too. So I do think you'll see those things go crazy. So which one's going to go crazier?
Yeah, good question.
No, I don't. I think you'll see Hex is likely going to be the recipient long term of the greatest, I think. And then I think you'll see some sort of an alternate, between that whole Ink and PulseX. Like which one will go first? Maybe it's Ink, and then PulseX follows, and then sort of like what we see with the flippering, anyways. They flipper around a little bit, and PulseChain is going to trail. That's what I would think.
But like, what about the PulseX ratio to Pulse came up so much in the last 6 months? Do you think there is it due for a correction there?
It did correct. Came down quite a bit, right? Came down almost a 0.75 level, I think. Now it's back up at the 0.85, and it really pumped up a little bit today. So you can see all sorts of stuff happening with it. It has to do with the narrative, but they're not. Then you can't print any more PulseX, buddy.
That's true.
More and more of that Pulse gets printed every day.
Mm-hmm.
What about the economic input into those things, right? Like PulseX being the biggest sacrifice by far versus Pulse, and then Ink, of course. People can buy it, obviously, but most people didn't buy it. They earned it. So it's a little bit different dynamics between those three things, just in who's holding and what they're holding for.
Yeah, what about that?
My argument's going to be the Ink people have the strongest diamond hands because they received it for free, or a lot of them did, and chose not to sell.
Bunch of stinky Inkiers, yeah, stinky Inkies out there. Yeah. Well, hey, I haven't sold mine. I'm still holding on to it because I'm scared to sell it. Right? Because I'm afraid that'll be the thing, because I don't know what's going to happen. Right? So I don't want to swap out and we keep it.
I believe the sales tactic I recall is fear of missing out is greater than the need for gain. I'm sure Maddie has a psychology version of that.
Yep. People don't like to lose what they already have, which is more important to them than getting something new.
That makes sense. I didn't even know that was a psychological thing.
Yeah. I think it's fear of missing out. Fear of loss is greater than the need for gain. That's the line from the book.
Loss aversion. Hey, I've got a theory.
Please.
Go ahead.
Maybe this $500,000 buyer, maybe they were front running all the SEC stuff being over in 3 days.
Ooh, that's not a bad
theory. You guys know about that?
No.
I heard about that. What is the precise date the SEC stuff is over?
June 20th.
June 20th. Okay.
That's their deadline to appeal. And so maybe we would hear by like the 21st or something.
Maybe there'll be a live stream from somebody by the 21st. I wouldn't be shocked.
That would be Saturday.
Saturday's no good for me. Let's do it on the 23rd.
Oh, okay. No. The 23rd is bad. 24th. How about that?
That's my birthday.
There we go.
Happy birthday.
Indeed. Happy 25th, Maddie.
Thanks.
Well, along these lines, we did get a couple more. People a little jaded right now over prices. Of course, they want them to go up, and going up 30% and down 20% isn't good enough. But because we'd like to see the prices be sustained, higher. But we did get buy signals, macro buy signals in on Pulse and in on Hex this week. So I was pretty excited about seeing that. Three different buy signals. This is using the 350-day moving averages. So it's the golden ratio multiplier I talk about all the time.
Cool.
So anyways, it just means that there's potentially opportunity when we get crosses of these long-term moving averages, as combined with what's going on chain. So yeah, I'm excited about it. Last time, after we got 2 or 3 of these in, we saw a pretty big rise. So, but you can never bank on the past, right? So.
Does PulseChain like move before the rest of the crypto market? Isn't that weird?
Well, move today without them, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And it lagged, do you remember back in 21, it lagged Bitcoin. And it was kind of in sync with ETH, right? I wouldn't really say it lagged, but seemed like it was a little laggy with what was happening with ETH. But that's, Hart's law, right? At least at the time, Bitcoin was driving Ethereum. Ethereum was driving Hex.
I usually find it lags a bit. Like if there's a big, Bitcoin pump, like PulseChain doesn't pump. Like there's about, I don't know, maybe 2 hours behind. But if we can
I don't think ETH is pumping, guys. I think it's dead in the water. Too many L2s. Too much Vitalik not wanting to win. But hey, I've got a solution.
Please.
It's called PulseChain. You can have a store of value and a decentralized world computer. How about that? It's what you really wanted. It's what ETH really wanted, at least the users, but the founders screwed it up so bad. Now Richard Hart has to come along and create a massive, never before seen marketing campaign. What's that going to look like?
Very specific.
Not sure yet, but man, tweets have alluded that it is in motion.
They have. Are you a big fan of Idiocracy?
I love that movie.
I like the movie.
Yeah, the movie. And so I'm just thinking about all the, of course, Idiocracy, right? Idiocracy. I'm thinking about all the different sayings and stuff that we had there, but wouldn't it be funny we come out with something like Pulse Brondo? It's what crypto Jeets crave. Right?
Yeah, that's not a bad one, actually. Yeah.
Brondo. Wasn't it Brondo? B-R-A-W Brondo or something? I don't know.
It was Brondo. Yeah, it's what Brondo. It's what plants crave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have the welcome to PulseChain. I love you. Compliments of Brazology there. So that if you recall, that fits into your movie.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Costco. I love you. What's the one?
I like money. That comes from that one too. No, I've heard that quote before. You know.
Well, you can have that one. I have dibs on the ouch my balls token. Should be good to go.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a Idiocracy watch party without me recently, or what? You just so memorized the movie?
Oh,
I've probably
gotta-
seen it like 17 times.
Yeah, come on, man.
It's one of my favorite
Hey,
movies.
you
It's
know-
my
you
favorite
know-
comedy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, Marcus. Man, they did predict the Crocs. They also predicted a whole bunch of other weird things that really have happened, right? It's kind of funny. When you go,
I like the presidential candidate. I thought was interesting. He's like that the muscly guy, and then like I remember The Rock was talking about running for president. I was like, yeah, idiocracy. Not that The Rock's an idiot, but he's like clearly not a politician. So it felt very similar. But now we have Donald Trump, so that's different.
Oh, Doug's trying to make us talk about crypto.
Oh,
You're
shit.
saying, what do you guys all think? What do you guys think about the third biggest wallet in the ecosystem selling off? Well, let's put our tinfoil hats back on again. We can talk about that, right? Because
catch me up. What do we know?
I don't know who that is, right?
The third biggest wallet in the ecosystem. Tell us, Doug, what is the third biggest wallet in the ecosystem?
And what do I think about it? Yeah, I mean, like that's normal, market stuff. People buy and sell all the time, being big or small. And again, yeah, like people are gonna trade. They're gonna trade macro in PulseChain. They're gonna trade, SEC stuff. They're gonna trade the timing. People are tired of waiting, so that creates an explosive situation. But yeah, people are always going to take risk.
With crypto wallets, like that's like it's more like a company than like a crypto protocol. Like it'll require updates all the time. You'll need changes to front end, changes to back end. So like there's for founders of a crypto wallet, like you probably want them to sell it to someone with good intent who will carry on the work rather than just shutting it down or just walking away and not doing the required updates, which would probably be the worst case scenario. So I'd say business as usual.
You guys talking about a wallet provider or a wallet as in a holder?
Oh, I was thinking of a wallet, like a wallet company, but he's probably thinking of a wallet.
Third biggest wallet. Like Rackham, like Rackham sold, or like third largest sacrificer or something, whatever. I'm reading between the lines here.
I think I read today that Rackham's ex-wife was selling.
I heard that as well.
Unless that's just a meme that somebody had posted
that.
I think that's the story, though, is that the ex-wife got a portion of the crypto and she's been dumping the chart on occasion. At which point, Godspeed. Hope she's done soon and we can move on.
I have nice things to say about Rackham because he unblocked me.
Oh, there you go.
That's nice.
Do tell.
Yeah.
You were important to get blocked. That's pretty good.
I think he's actually trying to do stuff now. I've heard some buzz that he's trying to get the word out about PulseChain a bit and participating in a more friendly manner with the ecosystem.
He's been pretty active.
Yep. He's been doing a lot of posts, dropping a lot of new stuff.
Oh, it's my lovely. Hello, my lovelies.
What's up, Tam?
It's Tam. BMA. I see your post there. Yeah. Well, we've got, listen, those prices stink pretty bad. They do. I don't like them. I do think the book is okay, but did you actually get that? Did somebody send it to you? Because I had to download mine. Nobody gave it to me. Unless there's a different retarded self-help book. But
which book are we talking about?
I think we talked about Sci-Fi.
Oh, Sci-Fi. Okay.
Actually, it's packed with some pretty good lessons, I think. You need to take all this stuff with a grain of salt.
I like the Hexo video AI chapters of Sci-Fi.
Are they hilarious?
Hexologist. He
Is that
makes
somebody?
AI
Is that
videos for
is that somebody
Hex
in
and
our
PulseChain.
ecosystem?
Yeah,
I
he's
don't know who that is. Oh, hey, yeah, but I'm joking around. Of course, I know who he is, but I did see that he has some medical stuff going on. So, hey, I hope you're all right.
Oh,
There.
sorry to hear that.
I don't know. He posted a picture of his feet in the hospital, but he was attached to the feet. So I don't know. I didn't hear any more about it, but I hope he's okay.
Yeah,
I still
sending out
remember him.
positive vibes.
I still remember him in Vegas. He was bigger than life. I was like, I couldn't bring myself to even say hello to him. I was like, oh, I was so starstruck. There was Hexo, and he had like a team, like a street team with him, walking to see the walking over to see the fountains. You remember that? You were there.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
I was
there was
starstruck too.
yeah, there was like a red carpet, and he was walking down there. When you go outside the hotel, and the red carpet ran all the way down to the road. It was lined with people.
Are you talking about my meetup at
No, you remember, huh? All right, well, I'll have to go pull my pictures and show you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we did a car show with Abit and Patrick and all them, and that's when I had my first photo up with Hexo, probably. Maddie, when is your next conference?
Yeah.
Bum bum bum.
So I like timing the conferences to have maximum impact because I only do one Hex conference a year and one PulseChainConference.com per year. And this one got pushed back because of the SEC stuff that's wrapping up on June 20th. And now I just have to get the timing of macro right and like this huge marketing push that Richard is putting together. So I'm tentatively considering doing a July 14th to 16th because those were the original dates of the first PulseChainConference.com, which is the SAC-iversary as well for PulseChain. And so dibs on those dates. We were doing the launch anniversary in mid-May until this SEC stuff pushed us back. And to be fair to everybody in our ecosystem, like, the Hex conference got cited. It got brought up a lot in the court hearing with the SEC and stuff. And so it's like, it's not arbitrary. It's really important for me as the creator of these events to get the timing right because again, I invite people once a year for each of these two events. And so, it's really important to me that we have the maximum impact. And if there's massive, never before seen marketing that's right around the corner and SEC not being able to appeal right around the corner and SAC-iversary right around the corner, what better time to schedule? And I would hope to see like an insane price run coincide with the conference like we saw on January 9th of 2023, 2024, January 9th, whenever that was, 2024. Let's figure it out. I've got to, I got to get my ducks in a row before I can announce the dates officially, but that's my latest thought.
Yeah, so I should mention this to you. So RH Max, who had recently put a different thing on, he's doing a PulseX conference, but it is on the 14th and 15th of July this year. So maybe some coordination on dates and whatnot makes sense. But I don't know how you feel about it exactly, man, because I haven't talked to you about it directly. But I see this kind of stuff as being good, right? That there's more people willing to step forward and try to put on events, kind of spread that out. And to the point, we can have as many events as the community wants to support, with viewership, I mean, right? But anyways, that's going on. I had seen that come across from RH. It's out on RH Max, that is. It's out on the Twitter as well, but it's on the same dates you mentioned, I think.
Yeah, well, once he's been doing it for 4 or 5 years, then yeah, I guess he'll we'll have to schedule opposite of each other.
No, I wasn't suggesting that. I was just thinking more like friendly, we're all in the same community type of thing. But yeah, I get it. Quite often, Fast Abdul schedules videos and streams while I'm streaming. And I often wonder why that is. He does it exactly at the same time. So.
Mostly because I'm unaware.
Exactly, my friend. Oh, that's exactly what it is.
99% of the time, it's because I have no idea what anybody else is doing except for me.
Well, you are the most important person, so.
That is human nature.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for all of it. I'm excited for what we put together and what does come from this. Yes, I normally would just take a wait and see approach. I'll wait and see what the hell happens, right? What the heck's going to happen? Yeah, July 4th, 14th, the 25th, 92nd, whatever.
RH Max's conference thing is a PulseX focus. That's his thing, right? On this one. It's not a PulseChain conference. So I'd say that spot is open. We could have dueling conferences.
Dueling, yeah, of course. And plus, they're streamed, right? So people can watch after the fact.
I'm watching 3 different streams right now.
There you go.
Yeah, well
I got to get back to work, guys. So yeah, another great episode, and we'll catch you guys next week. Maybe we're gonna pre-record it or something because I'll be doing birthday stuff. But yeah, until next time, stake wisely, my friends, and peace out.
And happy birthday. Well,
thank you.
Maybe we'll see it before then, but
sounds good. All right, peace.